Hi, today I'll be doing a quick review of the Skyhawk A-T and the Edifice EQW-A1000. They're both solar atomic watches, one of them by Citizen and the other one by Casio. As you can see, this model came out, I believe 2007. And there's quite a few sub-dials on there. The battery, UTC, 24-hour time, a mode dial, and dual displays. This display for the local time zone, and this one for the other time zone for which the date and month are being displayed, which is independent of the main local time. On the outside you'll see that there is a slide rule which comes in handy. One of the things I don't like about this watch is that every single time you switch modes you have to pull the crown out, which makes it inconvenient to use. So for example, if I want to go to the chronograph, I'd have to pull it out into the first position, change it, push it back in. Has a signed crown. I have a 6.5-inch wrist, so it wears alright, not too big, not too small. Wraps around the wrist pretty well. And here we have the Edifice that was recently launched the fourth quarter of 2010. And it's got a pretty similar profile to the Skyhawk. And you'll notice that it's got a full PVD coat all around. It does have a purplish sort of trim to it, and then another purple highlight on the chronograph indicator there. So this does have a semi screw down crown. So this part of it is a screw down part, which is kind of an electronic crown for setting things. You have two pushes here and another push over here. The one thing I do like about the Edifice on this model is that I'm able to switch modes without pulling out the crown, so I can go to chronograph mode fairly easily here. And one of the highlights of this is it's got 3 motors for the main dial, and then another motor for the date and the mode indicator. So it's a total of 5 motors, and having 3 motors drive the local time zone hands allow for it to quickly change modes. So I can just quickly run the chronograph for a little bit. And you'll note that the red indicator was indicating stop, and as soon as I switched it, it moved to the run. So this only gets 60 minutes of measurement, and then it repeats. But you'll note that the minute hand measures the seconds, and the hour hand measures the minutes. So you can leave that running and switch modes. So I'll go over to the timer mode here. So the timer mode here is indicating that there's a 15-minute countdown. And I've heard people ask the question before whether or not time goes backwards, and yes, time will actually go backwards. So you'll note that the seconds hand is already going counterclockwise. And you can leave that running and there'll be an alert when it's complete. There's the alarm indicator. And it's pointing to on. If you'll note that there's subtle indicators here. There's the on, off. There's a yes, no indicator over here for the alarms, the syncing, the reception. World time. So the hour, minutes indicate hours and minutes. The red hand in this mode indicates the time zone. So here it's pointing to UTC. And if I click on this button, it's going to indicate AM or PM. And there indicated the PM, I believe. Kind of hard to see through the camera. And then it cycles all the way back to time. One of the nice things to look at with the world time is, well, I guess since the date is has a motor, if you go to a time zone that is a day in the future, the date will also indicate the correct world time date, which I don't think I can show you because I have it on UTC and I don't want to switch it to someplace over on the other side that has crossed over. So here's just a quick overview of the EQW-A1000. And one of the things that makes it a nice performance watch is that it doesn't have all the subdials that the Citizen has, and it focuses all the motors on the hands to kind of ensure a speedy transfer between modes.